Banshee. In Ireland and in some parts of Scotland, the Banshee or the Banshee is seen as the omen of death and foreboding from certain ancient Irish families with names such as Fitzgerald, O'Neills, O'Connors, O'Grady's and Cavanaghs. It is believed that during the Middle Ages, women were hired professional mourners to wail at the funeral of an important clan member passing, which in return was paid with alcohol. The church frowned upon this agreement and punished the Neeners, as they were known, in the eyes of God, to force them to become the Banshee or the Banshee and to walk earth, warning the families they worked for all eternity of an impending death among their clan. People in rural Ireland believed, and in some parts still believe, that the Banshee takes three distinct forms. The first is that of a beautiful young woman. The second is the form of a stately matron. And finally, a riddled old hag, very similar to the sleep paralysis night hag reported all over the world. Others believe that this represents the three aspects of the Celtic goddess of war and death, named the Ban, the Macha, and the Morrigan. The Banshee may also take the form of a raven, a hare, and a weasel, which are all animals associated with the heathen. Apart from the name Banshee, which directly translates as fairy woman, Ban meaning woman and she meaning fairy, other interpretations have been put out there, such as the Banshee, which means a woman where her screeches are believed to shatter glass. In Scotland, in many regions, the translation has altered, as well as the stories. The main area for these encounters is in the southern parts of Ireland, particularly in Munster. Many people have claimed to hear the Banshee, where the Irish families have even moved to other countries, and the curse follows them to where they have settled. Many old Irish people do not fear call of the Banshee, but they see it as a blessing, and also the belief that if their soul was good, the Banshee would guide them to the next world. Other sightings of the Banshee is a young woman dressed in white robes along bridges, combing her hair in the moonlight. She combed her long white hair and wailed to warn of the passing of someone who could hear her cry. But it wasn't always like this. Even during the Middle Ages, the Banshee was seen as a protector of good people, with her wail being used to frighten away demons from tormenting good souls. There are regional variations describing different clothing, different hairstyles, and even her age, as well as her ability to shapeshift into ravens and other animals. Some folklorists believe that the fear of the Banshee is a relatively recent Christian invention and may have risen during the time of the Great Famine of the 1840s in Ireland. She can often represent a dualist archetype, where the Banshee represents the good aspect of the wise woman, and her evil sister is called the Leanalshee, and her purpose is to seek out mortal men with false promises of love, only to destroy them. The sound of the barn owl has also been compared to that of the Banshee, and during ancient battles that were fought at night, particularly under moonlight, the sound of the barn owl screeching as they flew over the battlefield, or when an army approached. A more universal archetype of the Banshee or Banshee is the White Lady, or the Mujer de Bianco, and she is found worldwide, particularly in Latin countries. The general mythology surrounding her is that she is a woman who has been betrayed by her lover, and therefore would use her seduction of the Banshee's sister, the Leanalshee, and would also follow the family line as a harbinger of death for all the men of that line, very similar to the Banshee. Certain death is guaranteed, it is believed, with the Banshee travel of an Irish family to which she is connected, although many believe that it's only Irish people that can hear her screams. It's also been written that many who have encountered the Banshee die on the spot, and their hair grows white as the snow from their terrors. Like many other similar stories, the Banshee or the Banshee is heavily associated with the festival of Samhain, October 31st, when the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead become transient and indistinguishable.